questions, please raise your hand and Narayan will bring you the mic. Please speak into it.
Swamiji,
Yes.
this last part that you spoke about, the positive counterpart of sleep, and that you kind of contact the cosmic universe. Can you clarify that for me?
First I have to eat something. To understand that, can you describe what happens in sleep? Can you
Yes. Well, okay.
describe it?
What happens in sleep is like it's a disconnection from the physical world.
But is there any other connection?
The body's still there. So.
Huh?
Yes, the body's still there. So.
No. When you are in sleep, you don't know where your body is. It is just completely absence. And though all this is absent, you exist. And you feel better when you wake up from sleep saying, I had sound sleep, I knew nothing. Try to work upon that knew nothing. That's the cosmic experience. Nothing that you know of, everything that you know of is limited, is struck with a disease called transience. Everything that you know of, if you want to sleep, you shouldn't know of anything. But that's a zero state, that's called negative. Wisdom means mind becomes so enlightened that everything that little mind knows of, that big mind doesn't care. So that's the positive counterpart.
Swamiji,
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about the steps to enlightenment,
Mm-hmm.
and the first one, Supecha,
Mm-hmm.
that includes the 4 steps to wisdom, correct?
4 qualifications.
4 qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the 6th step,
Mm-hmm.
something bhavana.
Padartha bhavana. Padartha bhavana has 2 implications. One implication, the entire world is stripped off. Another, Brahman alone is. Brahman alone exists in that state. So it is a positive counterpart of sleep state. Because after Sattva Apatti, you are moving into a positive counterpart. Sattva Apatti is the positive counterpart of the waking state. Asam Sakti is the positive counterpart of dream state. Padartha Bhavana is the positive counterpart of sleep state. And then transcending these 3 is the ultimate. Turiya.
Okay, thank you.
Swamiji, more than a question, just a comment. I'm always fascinated of how science and mysticism comes together, and I'm always astonished by the fact that infinity seems to be outward and inward, meaning by that science, no matter how much they try, they can't seem to find the smallest particle. There doesn't seem to exist. Small keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It seems like it's eternally. They always find further. So you know one and outward. Not to say, I mean, we could see it with our own eyes. It just infinity goes forever, but it also seems to go forever. Just as you get smaller and smaller and smaller, the particles. Even the God particle that they were talking about a year or so ago. It seems to be. That's probably a whole world is inside of that God part. It just seems like
this is
difficult.
just an effort for human intellect. Science will not be scientific if science comes to conclusion of things. The very style of science is never come to conclusion. Leave always the door open. The day it comes to a conclusion, it becomes mysticism.
Yeah.
So it stays. It doesn't want to blend with mysticism. It allows the intellect to continue to advance.
Yeah.
But the science does not question the intellect. It doesn't work in that plane.
Yeah. But it still says some things that are astonishing. Just the world, one human being is millions and millions of bodies and little things, and it gets smaller and smaller, and
again,
it's just the whole universe.
But try to understand also another Maya. When you hear from scientists that there is going to be a full moon and there will be these are the qualities and it will not happen so many thousand years for that, and people stare at it as if they have gotten something so amazing. But when Jesus says, "Behold the lilies of the field," how do they grow? He doesn't say it comes only once in a million times. Implying that immensity is every moment present. It is not a happening. Look at your body. Look at every cell, what it does. Look at every flower, what it does.
It's a miracle.
So, you don't have to go after God particles.
Swamiji, you mentioned that when there's nothing happening with the mind, it kind of gets bored when there's no worries or activity.
If a person is not sattvic, if a person is not enlightened, doesn't have a spiritual goal,
Like all of us with them.
but when you have a spiritual goal, nothing happening, then you create your happening. You enter into meditation, do more japa, more satsanga, and all that.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Okay, message.
So the delicious kheer that you enjoyed this evening was made by Malini in celebration of Shreya's birthday today. Okay, Shreya.
Okay, let me do the prayer for. Mhm. Prayer for health, long life, peace, prosperity, enlightenment of Shreya. And she will share all this with all of us. Correct? Okay. Also prayer for safe journey back to California for Ekta, Samaresh, Siddhartha and Dhruva. Correct? Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukmiva Bandhana Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavat Sarvesham Shantir Bhavat Sarvesham Purnam Bhavat Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavat Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukhabhag Bhavet Asato ma sadgamaya, tamso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma mritam gamaya. Om purnamadaha purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate, purnasya purnamadaya, purnameva vashishyate. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om Hari Om.